Crawford is a fight fan, and he's a fight fan's fighter.
The Ennis Express is a runaway train.
Ain't no pressure when you built for this.
Man down, round one. The truth hurts.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undefeated super flyweight from San Antonio, Texas, Jesse Bam Rodriguez! The universally recognized undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney!
Man, what up, everybody, man? Once again, we back in the building. Coming through, man. We got some boxing talk we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Great fights happened last night. We discussed them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alicia Bumgarner for getting the victory. Shout out to Lenny Daniels for putting hands on Shadeja Green. You know what I'm saying? Didn't see that coming. But I want to ask this, man. I got a question tonight. And everybody, when y'all come through, drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? What they say, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, do all those good things. But if you're here for the boxing talk, I ain't got no problem with it. I got to ask this question, right? It's in the title. Boots versus Zander. Is this really a good fight, right? Or is it easy work? Same thing. David Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez. Is it really a great fight? Or is it easy work? Have we got to the point today where now we're starting to confuse good fights and easy work? Are we there yet? That's what I think we're at the point where we're confusing decent fights for great work, right? And then looking at subpar nonsense or whatever as good fights. If you ask me right now, and I'm just being honest about this, and because we get started late, y'all know how I do things around here. Hey, we dropped the link early because we get started late around here. So let me make sure I do things the right way. Make sure that we go right there. Bam. Oh, well, I can't do it there. I can't do it there. I got to do it this way. So if I do it this way right here. Give me 1 second, y'all. But while I'm talking about it, shout out to my brother DJ in the building. Salute to Alabama, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, country ass nigga like myself. I ain't got no problem with you, my brother. You know, it ain't nothing but love and respect. Great conversation last night. I just think that we starting to confuse great fights and things like that. I don't know if these are great fights. How good is Zander Zayas? How good is Boots? Right? If Boots go out there, and we can only judge them on the fights that they take and who they beat. That's the only thing we can judge them on. I ain't got no problem with that. And that's what we're gonna judge you on. Overall, that's what it's gonna end up coming down to. Who did you fight and how did you look in that fight, right? My problem is well, if the individual that you fighting, if I don't think that they a great fighter, then what you want me to tell you? You know what I'm saying? Let me pin this at the top right here. Yeah, pin. And then let me pin this on this side right here. Here. Bam. Pinned. All right, we good to go now. We good to go. So my whole thing is I understand, hey, at the end of the day, I can't say who's the better fighter until I see you in the ring, right? But are there other fighters that these people should be taking on? Should Zander and Boots right now, with Zander Zayas being, what? I believe he's 23 years old, 23 years old, right? Is it his time to fight Boots? Is this the best fighting the best? Is Zander the best? He a unified champion, but who he fought? I can say, and no disrespect to Zander, none whatsoever. I understand that, yes, Does Zander have or has he won championships? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Done campaigned at 54. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I always say the man, hey, if you want to be that guy, you need to fight for Enduro. But hey, I ain't got no problem with the Boots fight. I had no problem with it. But is he ready for that fight? And who can tell if he is ready for that fight? I look at somebody like Zurdo Ramirez. We watched Zurdo Ramirez. He went in there and got hands and feet put on him. Respectfully. I say this respectfully. When he went and fight Bilbao. Right? Zurdo Ramirez got the, no disrespect to him once again. But he got beat down. It wasn't close. How do we know if these guys are truly ready for these big fights? And how can, if you're not ready for the big fight, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying, if you go in there and get washed, right? And we watch individuals go in there and get washed, and I think it's a good thing that you get that, you get those learning experiences early in your career. I think it's a good thing. My thing, get those learning experiences, are you able to recover from and still be effective? Are you going to be effective in these fights that you have coming up? I don't know. I don't know if Zander going to be. T. White said Zurdo he's going to get hands and feet put on him again in 2 weeks. Hey, he ain't ducking the smoke. I agree with you. At least he ain't ducking the smoke. At the same time, man, Zurdo, this man, he had damn near 50. It's folks that I couldn't tell you who to fight. I couldn't tell you none of them folks' names. No, I'm just saying, the truth is the truth. Ben Whitaker showed out today. Against who though? What did Ben Whitaker do today? That man, hey, at least he wasn't clowning in the ring, but yeah, he put hands on some dude. I don't know who he was. Stopped him in the first round. The man didn't have a chance. When the fight first started, we could look at it and we seen that man didn't have a chance. They get mad at me for calling a spade a spade. Well, hey, W, you ain't never been a professional boxer, so you can't talk about this stuff. Why not? I can talk about what I see, and I'm gonna talk about what I see. All I'm trying to tell you is that when I watched Ben Whitaker, the jab looked crispy. But the man fought one round and he hit him with a punch on the temple. And the man, the first thing that dude did was grab the back of his head, right? The back of his head said, I got hit in the back of the head talking to the ref. And he didn't even try to get up. He wasn't even trying to. I didn't think he was hurt like that. I listened to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn talked about Ben Whitaker fighting David Morrell. He said, wait a minute. Hold on. This is what Eddie Hearn said. Is he ready for that fight? Well, we don't think that he's ready for that fight yet. We don't think he's ready for it. Why he ain't ready for it? He's supposed to be the next thing. He got the same amount of fights as Morrell has, right? Morrell amateur career is a tad bit more extensive. And Ben Whitaker, but hey, they talk about Ben Whitaker in the UK, no disrespect. They talk about him all the time as far as what's going on as far as his amateur career goes. So now when he get to the pro level and we see Morrell being fast-tracked, got in the ring with Benavidez, didn't question it, said, I want to fight. I want to fight the best. He lost now. He did lose. But at the same time, I ain't got no problem with you taking the loss against David Benavidez. Hey, you showing you want all the smoke. You ain't ducking nothing. You're not ducking nothing. You know what I'm saying? And like T. White said, hell, Zurdo, at least we know he ain't ducking nothing. Even though the man that had 50 fights already in his career. No disrespect. It is. All I'm saying is that when we gonna see these folks stop with the nonsense? Sometimes, man, you have to go in and you got to get the smoke immediately. Well, I ain't gonna say immediately, but build yourself accordingly. At the same time, we want to see you in the bigger fights. That's why I think we should be giving Zander so much more credit than we're giving him right now. Because Abdullah Mason could do the same exact thing that Zander is doing now, right? But man, if we want to see Abdullah versus Tank, we want to see that fight. I don't think Tank could take it. That's a whole nother story. Tank, he an inactive fighter, so we're not going to talk about him. But hey, let's see you fight Shakur. Let's see. Hey, we want to see you fight the top level guys. That's it. Zander is doing it, and I think he's gonna lose. I think he's gonna lose this fight against Boots. I don't know if he can survive the fight, but I do think he loses the fight. I think Boots is more skilled. But I can't be mad at Zander for taking the fight. Bobby said, Dub, they want to keep the money train rolling. You know how it is. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree they want to keep the money train rolling. You feel me? But at the same time, if you want to, I can't say that for Zander, because if you want to keep the money train rolling, the last thing you're going to do is put with Boots, a unified champion at 23 years old. That's the last thing you're going to do if you're trying to keep the money train rolling. Nah. Hey, he want the smoke. And he ain't ducking, he ain't running. We done seen these guys sit here and, hey, it is what it is. I done watched it happen. For the last 4 or 5 years now, we done seen guys get out here and they gonna talk crazy. They gonna act the fool out here. They gonna say, man, I want all the smoke. But then when it's time for them to get the smoke, they don't go get it. We just seen last night, Shadeja Green been saying, hey, she want to smoke with Clarissa Shields, right? But then she went out there and got stopped, got hurt. The brake shoes beat off of her, had to be carried out on the stretcher to the hospital. And I hope she is okay. I promise I hope she is okay. And it's no disrespect toward her. You know what I'm saying? We only hoping the best for her, because that was a kind of a scary situation when I went back and watched it. You know what I'm saying? But she always been calling for the smoke. But then you let Lenny Daniels come in there, who got one knockout in her career, and stop you. And you got beat down in that fight. What do you think Clarissa would have did to you? It wouldn't have been close. Shout out to my brother, All-Star Izzy, man. Y'all go sub to All-Star Izzy over there. And he doing a hell of a job. Always doing a hell of a job. And he gonna put you on. Y'all go, Izzy, you know, hey, drop your link whenever you want to, if you need to. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, that's a situation where we thought that Shadeja Green could present some type of resistance to Clarissa Shields. That's what we thought would happen. And then we watched Lenny Daniels go out there and stop her, and Clarissa Shields put hands and feet, won every round against Lenny Daniels. And triangle theory is triangle theory, right? I'm telling you, man, it's so interesting to watch how this stuff gonna play out. It's interesting, and I think that's how it's gonna play out with Boots and Zander. I don't see, like I said, I don't see a stoppage in that fight. I think I don't see a way for Zander to win. I can't see anything that Zander does better than Boots. I think Boots got better footwork. I think Boots got better power. I think Boots has more experience. You can ask me, well, who did Boots fight? Who did he fight? And I can run them names down, but then I'm gonna have to ask you, who did Zander fight? Zander's best competition is Abasa Barayu. That's his best competition. And nobody didn't know who that dude was until he was fighting until he was fighting Zander. Boots' last fight against Liam, whoever, what his name was? Something. I ain't never heard of this dude. Never heard of him. From the eye test, though, when I look at the fight, I have to say, man, ain't no way that Zander has a chance to win this fight. And no disrespect to Zander, no disrespect whatsoever. But sometimes, man, you have to build yourself to a certain level. You don't just jump into some of these bigger fights. And I understand, and this is why I call myself a hypocrite. Because, man, I want to see the best versus the best. Well, let's really be honest. Are these the two best? That's the first question. The second question is that and I agree real quick. I want to say this. Well, let me read these comments real quick. Bobby said, "Hey, Boots' best win is an inactive standing honest." Agreed. I agree 100%. T. White, he came in, he said, hey, they both unproven at this. The thing is Fundora ain't rushing to fight the winner regardless. Fundora should be, Fundora should have been fighting these guys. I think Boots and Fundora, I think that should have been the fight that was next. I thought that was the fight that should have been next. But I'm not disagreeing with you. Fundora, he'll drop belts and things. And I still think he's one of the hardest individuals to beat. With the size that he has, the length and the range that he fight with, he's going to be a hard dude to beat. I would love to see Boots versus him, right? The thing that's interesting in boxing is that, man, we want to see individual fight that, man, hey, you can get your ass whooped in this fight. I'm not saying that, and I will say this, and real quick, Zander has more talent than Karen does. I'm not disagreeing, but Karen a crafty veteran. You know what I'm saying? He crafty. I don't think there's a difference between talent and understanding what's going on in that ring. You can be as talented as you want to, but if you don't have that IQ and that craftiness as a lot of veterans have, if you ever listen to fighters talk, they'll tell you, man, there's certain guys, man, they're so crafty. They know how not to get stopped. They know how to survive. And they still have an opportunity to put some on your ass. I don't know if Zander is there yet. I watched Zander fight against, I believe, the brother name was Garcia when he won his first title. Garcia, and he was a long, rangy puncher. You know what I'm saying? Zander, he was on the back foot the entire time. You know what I'm saying? Shuffling. But before that, I didn't even know Zander had that ability to be on the back foot like that. I didn't always watch Zander walk forward and put hands on folks. That's what we had seen. But we haven't seen that recently from Zander. So now my question is if he get in the ring with Boots, does he have the ability to walk forward and put hands on folks again? I don't know. Does he have the ability to sit there and outbox a Boots Ennis? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to sit there and outbox him. So now, and once again, they both unproven. And at some point in time, I start using the eye test. And my eye test ain't always right. I'm just telling y'all now. I probably got the worst eye test out here. So don't judge me on it. But it is what it is. When I look at it, I'm like, man, is this the time for it? Yes. Why? Because you're a unified champion. Yes, it is the time. Do you have a chance to really get a victory out here against somebody like Boots Ennis? I'm putting my hand up right now and I'm saying no. I don't see a pathway to victory for Zander. I see no pathway to victory. And I hope he proved me wrong, because I want it to be a nip and tuck fight. I want to see a dog fight out there. At the same time, I just don't see it happening that way. When we talk about Benavidez and Zurdo, I watched Zurdo fight Dimitri Bivol. I watched that fight. Watched. The man footwork, he ain't got no feet. You know what I'm saying? He heavy footed. You know what I'm saying? He's shuffling out that motherfucker instead of, hey, it is what it is. David Benavidez finna come in there and throw punches at your ass. Your defense is trash, bruh. It's trash. So what are we looking for? Are we looking for a big overhand to stun David Benavidez? Is that what we're looking for now? I don't know if it happens. I don't think it happens. How great are these fights that we're talking about right now, that we're getting? How great are they? Are they great fights? I still don't know. And I mean, it is what it is. I just see a lot of this stuff. It's starting to become easy work for individuals. And I never like to call fights easy work for anybody, but hey, it is what it is. It may be a championship fight, a unification. Well, I don't think neither one of these are unification fights. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Shout out to my brother Ronnie Bravo in the building. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think at this current moment in time, and I could be wrong, but I don't think, does David Benavidez hold a title at no, I think he might be the WBO champion. He might be. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But I think Zurdo, I think he holds a couple titles there. You know what I'm saying? And hey, a unification fight I ain't got no problem with. All I'm saying is at the end of the day, who are these niggas? Like, does this prove who the goods are? I don't think so. And that's my problem with all of it. My problem is there are other guys that y'all should be fighting, in my personal opinion, when we talk about Boots Ennis right now. Yeah, go get the belts. I ain't got no problem with that. And the belts at 54, kind of wild. It's kind of wild out there. I believe, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, you got Fundora, you got Zander, and then I believe Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly is a champion as well. I believe I'm right about that. Get the belts. I want to see you collect titles. I ain't got no problem. But, man, when are we going to see Boots versus... I think the best fight in the division is Boots versus Fundora. I think that's the best fight. I picked Boots to beat Fundora, me personally. But I want to see it happen. I don't know if it get made. Does that fight ever get made, in y'all opinion? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Does that fight ever get made? Okay, he said Benavidez has the WBC title and Zurdo is unified. I ain't got no problem. I thought he had the WBO, but I ain't got no problem. WBC, WBO, as long as they fight for championships there. Does anybody pick Zurdo to win that fight? Shout out to my brother YB. YB did a lot of interviews. I don't even know if I ain't talked to YB. I gotta call him. I ain't talked to him in a minute. YB did an interview with Zurdo, and this is before Zurdo lost, before he lost to Bivol. And Zurdo said, man, hey, right now, and real quick, I think Zurdo, he got damn near 50 fights. 50 fights, 35 knockouts, or something crazy. It's something crazy. You know what I'm saying? But y'all can't tell me who the nigga that knocked out. And so when he get in the ring against David Benavidez, even though he's the bigger guy, I think he's gonna be the bigger guy that night. His hand speed ain't there, his footwork ain't there. David Benavidez ain't got the greatest footwork, but he got really educated footwork. It's really educated. He gonna come forward and he gonna throw a lot of punches. Zurdo ain't got the speed, man. It's gonna be Zurdo. I got Zurdo getting stopped in this fight. I don't think David Benavidez have concussive power, but I think he can overwhelm me. Right? And so I see Zurdo getting overwhelmed in this fight. Like I said, he may not get knocked out, but he's gonna get overwhelmed. He's not gonna be able to retaliate. And the punches that he's gonna want to land, he gonna be getting hit in between that shit as well. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be an ugly fight. Well, I thought we got 2 weeks before this fight happens. Not this coming weekend. Well, we on the weekend now, but not next weekend, but the weekend after. I believe they fight. Is that Cinco de Mayo weekend? It might be Cinco de Mayo. I'm gonna have a couple of tequila shots. I'm gonna have a couple of tequila. Hey, shout out to Cinco de Mayo. Where's Canelo at? Where he at? What is going on in boxing right now? Boxing that got so raggedy that, real quick, let me see. T. White said, don't think Fundora fight either Zander or Boots anytime soon. Sampson and PBC love to keep the money in-house. Well, shit, who he gonna fight? Who he gonna fight? I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't disagree. I don't see him fighting either one of them either. He should have been fought both of them. Well, I think him and Boot. Why ain't fight Virgil? PBC and Matchroom. I think they both doing business at this current moment in time. Or excuse me, I said Matchroom. PBC and Golden Boy. I think they both doing business to some degree with Matchroom. Well, if Turkey is involved. Let's see Zander versus Fundora. Right? I don't think nobody have a problem with Zander versus Fundora. I think we all want to see, Fundora, that's a test for Fundora, that's a test for Zander. Instead of seeing Keith Thurman out there, older than me, no disrespect to Keith Thurman. Sometimes Thurman, shout to sometimes, he tried his best. But we knew the nigga was gonna get stopped. And Keith Thurman gonna say that, man, the ref was out of order. Nigga, the ref saved your life, man. You was getting the brake shoes beat off of you. The brake shoes. So all I'm saying, at the end of the day, I understand, hey, we want to keep these fights and have these type of things, but who else? Are they going to put Jamel Charlo in the ring with Sebastian Fundora? Jamel Charlo hadn't fought since he lost to Canelo Alvarez and bent the knee out there, and fought since then, and then say he want to campaign at 54. Is he fit to go out there and fight Sebastian Fundora? That's an in-house fight. According to what you're saying, T. White, no disrespect. That's an in-house fight. Lions on it, right? Are they going to make that fight? I don't think they're going to make that fight. And the reason they ain't going to make that fight, because, man, I hope they don't make it. Well, I wouldn't mind it. I ain't even going to lie. If Jamel Charlo and Sebastian Fundora get in the ring with each other, I wouldn't mind it. The only problem is I think Jamel Charlo gonna get knocked the fuck out, and I don't want to see the man sleep on his back. He may not get knocked out. His face may get broke like Erison Lubins did. The fight might get stopped the way it happened with Keith Thurman. But who's Sebastian Fundora gonna fight next? Who? If we're going to keep it in-house, the PBC, if they're going to keep it in-house, Sampson, if they're going to keep it in-house, who are we going to fight next? What's a big money fight at this current moment in time for Sebastian Fundora? It ain't one, unless it's Charlo. Errol Spence, they not fit to let Errol Spence go. They talking about Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu. You know why they talking about that? Because, hell, we not finna put Errol Spence in the ring with no damn Sebastian Fundora. The man already was concussed from the car accident, got concussed in the fight against Bud, and now, man, we definitely ain't finna put this nigga in the ring with no damn Sebastian Fundora. EJ always say he don't want no tuna. What's a better fight? This is the question I should be asking. What's a better fight? Errol Spence versus Sebastian Fundora, Errol Spence versus Tim Tszyu, Errol Spence versus Jamel Charlo. What's the better fight? If y'all saying they're gonna keep it in house, then I think they want to see Errol Spence versus Charlo. That's what I would say, right? We're gonna keep this thing in house. Hey, I need to see, and then whoever win that fight, you got to fight Fundora. Unless Fundora done moved up. How far do y'all think Sebastian Fundora can go? Can he go to 60? I think so. Can he go to 68? I think so. 75. Can he go to cruiser? Shit, he taller than everybody already. Got a longer reach than everybody already. It's interesting. His sister, Gabrielle, she talking about, well, I can move down in weight. I'm like, hold on, you already bigger than everybody else. How the hell are you moving down in weight? Why move down? Shit, because I can. All right. It is what it is. I just don't see the correlation between how these guys are and who they looking to fight right now. It doesn't look right to me. It looks strange. When Zander Zayas came out, and hold on, I gotta pull these things up real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. We're gonna pull this up. And I want to listen to what they say in the interview. The interviews are so interesting to me because when you listen to them, some days you think, hey, this is good shit. Other days you be like, man, this is some bullshit. Nah, hold up. Hey, y'all give me 1 second. Hey, I'm going to come back in a second. We're going to restart this live in a second. I got to deal with my son real quick. No disrespect to anybody. I got to deal with him. He got something going on real quick. We'll be back shortly. You know what I'm saying? We got another live coming very soon. Y'all give me a minute.